Leo, this is going to be your love and relationship reading and then a career reading for the rest of September and for all of October 2018. And so this is for Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon, and Leo's best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear about concerning love and relationships. I'm going to do love and relationships first, and then I'll do your career situation. And so I'm going to be doing a 6-card spread for you. We'll see what's going on with you Leos for love and relationships. I'm shuffling the cards just so you know. Okay. I hope you guys are well. So far, I'm getting glimpses of some really good cards in here. It makes me wonder if that's going to be a continuing thing for your reading. Okay. Here we go. After I pick the 6 cards, I'll show them to you. Okay. I'm just going to pick a couple of clarifiers and then I'll show you. Okay. Hopefully this will make sense to you. I'm going to show you your 6 cards and then I'll get started. So your first one is the 8 of Pentacles. Your second one is the 7 of Cups. Your third one is the 6 of Wands. Your fourth one is the 5 of Cups. Your fifth one is the King of Cups. Your sixth one is the Princess of Cups. Okay, I had to pull 2 clarifiers for your first combination, but at least this is in your past. So at least this doesn't seem to really continuing quite the way that it has been in the past, in the present, or the future. So your clarifiers for the first combination are the Hanged Man and the Tower. So I'm getting a really specific thing out of here, so I'm going to try to read it in several different ways, and I'm going to try to read this for single Leos as well as Leos that are in relationships. So in the recent past, it looks like excuse me, I'm going to go into a couple of different scenarios here. One scenario is that you have been working extremely hard on your relationship. If you're in a relationship, you've been doing a lot of work on your relationship, trying to make this relationship work. There may have been some emotional setbacks, disappointments, or emotional losses in the relationship. Perhaps there have just been disappointments, things that have made you feel like this isn't quite what you thought you were getting into when you got into this relationship. There may have been, I'm getting a lot of grief and sadness here, or just, I'm even getting feelings of being disrespected, or yeah, just a feeling of things have not been what you thought they were going to be, and you've been trying to salvage this relationship or make it work in one way or another. Another way I could look at this is, excuse me, one of you or both of you have been working way too much, and so it's taken energy away from the relationship, especially away from the romance in the relationship. And because of this overemphasis on work, this has caused a lot of sadness or feelings of loss, as in you are not as important to this person as you thought if they're the ones that are working all the time, or you're working all the time and they feel as though you're not really there, or this isn't quite what you expected. If you are single and you haven't been in a relationship, it could just be that you haven't really found what you're looking for, and at the same time you're extremely busy with work. You may be having to focus on working a lot right now in order to get up the amount of money that you need in order to be able to upkeep all of your bills, your rent or mortgage, or buy food, things like that. And so you just haven't had the time that you need in order to cultivate relationships in your life. And that has caused you a certain amount of emotional loss, of feelings of the work area of your life is okay, but it's not exactly what you wanted the focus of your life to be on. You also want romance and love in your life as well, but you're not really sure if you even really have the space or the time to cultivate that. And keep in mind, this is in your recent past. And so let's look at the clarifiers. Okay. The first clarifier is the Hanged Man, and I'm getting something specific here. If you have been desperately trying to hold on to a relationship where it looks like there may have been more emotional losses than what is still standing in the relationship, you have been trying your best to hang on to this relationship or to work on the relationship, but something about the relationship is not growing properly, or it's been put on hold, or just it doesn't seem to be moving that much. It can even be that you want to have a partner where you have shared dreams or a shared spiritual purpose, or a feeling of inspiration or compassion or empathy, or just a natural understanding of each other. This may be lacking, or if it is there, it's not to the degree that you would like it to be. And so it feels as though you have been stuck with this. Part of you wants to hang on to this relationship and make it work, but part of you is not sure if this is ever really going to be fed the way that you need it to be. This could also be your partner that feels this way. If you're single, this is saying that you've been having to wait for the right person to come along, or to find the right person for a long time. It feels very drawn out. You really do want to find someone where you have a common dream or something that you can accomplish together, especially on a spiritual level, or if you happen to be psychic or intuitive to a strong degree, or have very lucid dreams, have a vivid imagination, you want to find someone who can understand this about you, or at least is on a similar wavelength with how they are as well. It may even be that you've been trying really hard to ground out a relationship back into reality again, but you're having a hard time doing this. Either perhaps your partner is kind of spaced out, or doesn't have their feet firmly planted on the earth. They may be up in the clouds a little bit, and this is making you feel uncertain. Your final clarifier for the recent past is the Tower. So in the recent past, if you have been trying to hang on and work on a relationship that simply is just not a very good fit, has probably crumbled, or it's coming to a crumbling point where it's just not working. No matter how hard you try to make it work, it's just not working. It's not a solid foundation for a relationship. It's not something that you can really count on to be stable. And so you may feel as though your dreams have been destroyed. And this may be causing a great deal of grief or sadness. Another way of looking at this is that if this is a relationship that is meant to be, and you have been trying your best to make it work or to heal old hurts, you may have needed to go on some kind of a trip together or have some space from one another. But the old way that has been going on is just simply not going to work. So there needs to be some kind of a transformation or a major change for the better in the relationship in order to make it work. If you have been single, you may feel as though you are afraid that if you do cultivate a relationship right now, you just have so many things going on. You don't know if you really have the time or the space for this in your life at this point. And keep in mind, this is the recent past I'm talking about, not currently. Or something you used to believe in about relationships has fallen away. Perhaps you're seeing relationships in a different way than before, and old dreams or old things that you've been taught on how relationships are supposed to be are now coming to an end. So that was your recent past. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. Hang on. Okay. So presently, I'm getting something specific. If you have been in a relationship with a potential scorpionic type person, which is the King of Cups here, this is a Scorpio court card. This does not have to be a Scorpio, by the way, but it does involve somebody who may be kind of secretive or closed-lipped about how they feel, or just has hidden depths to their nature that are hard to get them to open up about. You have wanted, and you do want, a deep connection with someone, or a deep relationship where you really know all of each other and you're able to truly be yourself with this person. But it feels as though you're conflicted or confused about this situation. It may be you're struggling with jealousy or struggling with insecurities, or your partner may be going through these things. Or you simply are in love with or have a crush on someone who is like this, but because they're somewhat silent and poker-faced, it's hard for you to tell exactly how they feel about you or what is going on with them, or what is going on with you even. This may be reversed, where they want to know what is going on with you, but there's something you're going through that's emotional and very confusing, even to you, where it may not be easy for you to explain what you're going through internally. I'm almost getting a feeling of that things are not what you expected them to be. And so you're trying to settle and work on something that may not completely fulfill you, because you think it's your only option, or none of the options that are available to you look that good. If you look at this picture of the Seven of Cups here, she has one cup that is above all the other cups, but it's behind her where she can't see it. And she can't even really see the cups that are in front of her all that clearly either, because there's a fog in front of her. And so you can imagine that the cup behind her is truly what she really wants, but for whatever reason she's turned her back on it. She thinks it's not possible, or she thinks it's unattainable, or it's just not there, when potentially it could even be there. It's just she doesn't see it. And so because she feels she can't have what she truly wants, she's trying to settle for what is available to her, but she's having a hard time choosing, because none of them are quite up to par on what she actually really truly wants. And keep in mind, this isn't a reading just for women. This is for women and men. I'm just saying she because it's a girl in the picture. So it may be that you feel as though this person is non-committal, Or this person is not really sure how they feel about you, and so you're feeling confused. Or you may not be sure whether this person is for real or not, or what's even actually going on with them. Or maybe the cup that you truly want is the King of Cups, but you feel that this King of Cups is just not able to be with you, or something about it is confusing. This can also mean, if you're single and you're not in a relationship, this can mean emotional mastery over your feelings of confusion, because the King of Cups also represents emotional mastery or being in control, not allowing your emotions to run you or to confuse you or to stay stuck in any emotions that you don't want to be stuck in. This could be dwelling on things too much. This could be obsessions. This could be over fixating on things. And so whatever your emotional confusion is about relationships, it seems like you're working really hard on emotional mastery, on not allowing your emotions to control you, where you're able to actually see what's really going on here. The King of Cups has X-ray vision. He's able to see right through BS, see right through any deception, any things that are confusing. He's able to make sense out of them. So I see you as making a concentrated effort to get through this period where you're seeing things more clearly than before. And if you are single, this could be that you truly do want a particular person, but you feel as though you can't have them. And so you're looking at your other options around you. This can also be that the person that you want is available, you're just not realizing it yet. Something like that. Interesting. So, in your near future, this is very good, you guys. Whatever is going on now that you're getting over or healing from, it seems as though you fully complete it in the near future and you're on to a completely new journey. Or you have success. So the Princess of Cups represents creativity, freedom, a childlike inspiration and joy, magic. Magic is alive and well and happening. Feelings of being emotionally safe, honoring the feelings that are in your heart, feeling free to be completely vulnerable without ever being afraid of being attacked or scrutinized by other people. So I'm getting in the near future, whether it involves this King of Cups or not, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is that you will have what you wish, or you will be successful with whatever you're trying very hard to do. If you have been in a relationship and there's been a rocky past involved, you may still be trying to clear up your feelings about all of this presently, but in the future, I feel as though if this relationship is meant to be, and you've been doing all of this work on it, the work that you have put into it will pay off. And you will have some kind of a new rebirth in your relationship where you do have time to spend quality time with each other that has nothing to do with work or anything else other than just simply being together and enjoying each other's company and feeling safe with this person, feeling as though you can actually really show all of your being to them and where you feel held. And the same way the other way around. Whatever you've been trying really hard to accomplish here, you will accomplish it. You will have success. And if this isn't to do with a particular relationship, this could be winning the person that you most need to be with, which the Princess of Cups if we compare it to the King of Cups is very severe at times. He can be very severe. He or she can be very closed off, very guarded, very self-protective, not very open about what's actually going on with them. But the Princess of Cups is completely vulnerable, completely open, and completely in her feelings. And not only that, completely inspired and able to fully be herself. So whatever has been going on with this deep emotional tie in a possible relationship is the hard shell on the outside falls away in the future, where you're able to actually have a real connection with this person and see each other's vulnerabilities and really show each other's truest selves to each other, which is great. You may even be going on some kind of a trip in the future or receive some kind of invitation to do something fun, possibly involving water or nature or music or art, something. You may even have a child in the mix, or you may be pleasantly surprised to find out that you are having a child in the future. Or if you have a child that has been not very sure about this relationship in the past, it looks like this child is feeling safe now in the near future. So, if you have been single and you are not dealing with a relationship rebirth, this says that you will no longer be attracting the drama, emotional loss, overwork, and feelings of limbo that you have experienced in the past, possibly by attracting people that are very closed off or not easy to get to know. Even if they may have had deep feelings, you may have even battled with attracting people that get overly obsessed with you or overly fixated on you without really actually getting to know you. And so in the future, I see that as dramatically changing. You are going to be successful in attracting a relationship where someone can actually see you for exactly who you are, instead of trying to put on you what they want you to be, or becoming fixated with you over some illusion that they have about you. I really do see in the future finding someone or someone finding you where you mesh extremely well, you have similar goals, are similarly motivated by beauty, art, music, all different kinds of things. But I feel as though in the future you will truly be able to be yourself, feel safe, and feel understood for exactly who you are. And that's really truly what you want. And you also want someone to feel that way with you, where you can see someone else for exactly who they are and drop your external shells to really show the soft bits to each other. It's true intimacy here. So wonderful. That's really nice. And there's a huge dramatic shift from the past to the future. It looks like whatever you're doing right now, whatever emotional work you're dealing with now, is going to be extremely beneficial if you just keep up with it. Okay, I'll see you in a moment for your career, job, and money situation. Okay, let's do your job, money, and career situation for the rest of September and all of October 2018. And this is for Leo rising, Leo sun, and Leo moon in their best, highest good, along with whatever they most need to hear about, or whatever they most need to hear. Oh, good. My dog is chilling now, and hopefully he won't get whiny on us. Okay. Job, money, career, goals. Since there was so much of an emphasis on work in your love reading, it makes me wonder. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to pick your 6 cards and then I'll show them to you. Nice. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to pick 2 clarifiers and then I'll show you. Actually, way more than 2 clarifiers. Sorry guys, this looks a little complicated. I'm just trying to get more information. Okay, all right. Okay. Pardon me. Here's your 6 positions. I'm going to show those to you first. Your first one is the Fool. Your second one is the Knight of Swords. Your third one is the Chariot. Your fourth one, the Ace of Wands. Your fifth one, the Ace of Pentacles. 2 aces and the Fool. And so these 2 were supposed to be one card, but they came out together. This is in your 6th position, which is the 9 of Swords and the World, which I found extremely interesting. So I tried to pick 1 clarifier and I ended up with 5 on just this. Or I'm sorry, 4 on just this. So let's get started. This part is extremely straightforward. So in the recent past with money, jobs, career, goals, it looks like you took a risk and you began something completely new. This could be a new career, a new job. If you have been in the same career field for a long time, this is a new way of doing it. This may have even involved travel, possibly for some of you, having to relocate or having to start something completely different from before. This took a great deal of faith and trust that you were doing the right thing and that you were being guided and that it was all going to work out. You had to have an extremely positive attitude about this risk. I feel as though this is meant to be whatever you began in the recent past with career, jobs, and money. It feels very meaningful. It feels like you've been wanting to do this for a while. And it took a great deal of courage and strength to move forward with this and to take this leap. You have also been guided to do this. So that's pretty straightforward. Presently, it looks like your new beginning, which I'm looking at this one, has gotten to a point now where before you began it, you took the action steps necessary to get this thing going. But now it is fully functioning or is existing in the material plane. It's not just simply something that you started anymore. It still is something that you have started, but now it's becoming more solid, more practical. You have planted this. It is happening now on a physical plane. It's not just an idea or an action anymore. It's actually manifesting now. And this new beginning that you have going on looks like it has a very good chance of lasting, becoming stronger, growing bigger, becoming more fruitful and abundant, and sticking around for a very long time and bearing good fruit. But something about this presently, you feel as though you need to speak up about something, or perhaps you're having to deal with people who are speaking up to you about what they think about all of this. It could be some of you may be in a new job situation that you really love, but you're having to possibly deal with a difficult person at work who is feeling kind of competitive with you, or overly abrasive with how they communicate, or they're just not very good listeners. And so I see you as asserting yourself, maintaining your boundaries, and protecting this seed. If the seed has felt, if you have felt as though this new beginning is being threatened, or something is going on where you're feeling very protective of it, or you're trying to cut away excess confusion or things in the way that keep you from being able to completely focus on this. It may be you have been battling recently with feeling unfocused. But I pulled a clarifier to go with this Knight of Swords to help me figure out exactly what is going on here. For some of you, this could be a boss. For some of you, this could be you, even. If you are the boss of this new thing that you got started, you're remaining calm. You're remaining grounded, and you're being extremely practical about what you are cultivating. But it seems as though this queen has a knight that's kind of after her, or is... I'm almost getting something about gossip or people talking too much or having too many opinions on what you can or can't do, or just about what you're doing in general. Or you may need to speak up about what your needs are, or formulate a better plan on how you're carrying this thing out in practical terms. Something. Or it could even be, possibly for some of you, that you, in this new career, job, business, whatever it is, if you are in a position of authority, you may have been not communicating very well with the people that work for you or with you. You may have come off as being a little too demanding, or a little too hypercritical, or just a little bit too abrasive with how you communicate. That's one possibility here. I'm not saying that that is the possibility. If that's the case, then try to ground yourself out and come back into your body. You may need to take a break temporarily from what you're doing just to recenter your mind and recenter what exactly are you trying to accomplish here? What exactly needs to be done? This can also represent, I'm looking at the Knight of Swords here, this can also represent stress, or just too many things on your plate that you're trying to do, and so it may be agitating your nerves, which may be one reason on why you might be coming off as being too abrasive with how you communicate, is you're just stressed out. And so if that's the case, if you've been really stressed and you're trying to start this new thing, it may be taking a lot of your energy to do this, and so all of the other things that you have to take care of in your life, it all is starting to possibly get to you a little bit, where your nerves are slowly starting to get shot. But your remedy for that, I'm looking at as this, which is to ground yourself out. Make sure you still take time to go for walks, to sniff the flowers, to enjoy the seasons, to be out in nature, or just breathe fresh air. Get outside, get back into your body, whether it's yoga, walking, jogging, swimming, whatever physical exercise you can do that gets your body grounded and connected back with the earth again. Also making sure you get proper sleep, and that when you're sleeping, you are resting while you're sleeping. I know that sounds weird to put it that way, but I can relate to that. I'm actually a Leo. So this means when you do get your sleep, to make sure that it's deep sleep, deep, relaxing sleep, instead of sleeping and still feeling as though you're doing a million things even when you're sleeping, or you just wake up and don't really feel rested enough, or your body is possibly being overtaxed. You may have been careless physically with what you're trying to do, and you may have actually had some accidents, like cut your finger, burned yourself accidentally, or wrenched something out of place, and that may be causing you some stress because you're not able to do what you're normally able to do. And so you need to make sure that if that happens to ring true for you and you've gotten some kind of an injury from rushing things or just not paying attention, to make sure you take care of your injury and make sure you're not overdoing it and trying to do more than what you're capable of right now. Make sure that you take care of yourself too. And if you need help with this, you can always ask for help. So hopefully this is making sense. Okay, let's go into your future. See if I can hold this properly for you. Okay. In your near future, you are definitely focusing on what are your long-term goals. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? And what is the best way that you can focus and come up with a plan or a strategy on how to move forward in the best possible way towards your goals or towards what you're trying to accomplish. If you can stay focused and also take care of your body and rest when you need to, you should be able to achieve this no problem. You just need to stay focused, stay calm, and pace yourself and get real clear about what you're trying to do. But I am seeing that something about it feels as though because you have 2 aces and the Fool in here, this is a brand new beginning on something that you have been doing. But I see some lingering things going on from the past. This could be from a past job or a past career or a past goal, or this may even be the same dream or goal you've had all along, but this is remnants of stress and anxiety and possibly hard times that have befallen you on the past, and something about this is still lingering. Perhaps in the past you did have some great goals or dreams and you worked very hard towards them coming into fruition, but something about it didn't turn out the way that you expected or wanted. You may have suffered setbacks or frustrations, or no matter how hard you tried to have these things culminate or come about, it just didn't seem to be happening. Or it could be that it would have happened just great. It's just that you had a bunch of stressful things happen in your life. Perhaps it can be so many things. It could be somebody, a child, a spouse, a lover, a dear friend who had fallen ill or fallen upon bad times and you had to take care of them. This could also be you. This could just be stressful situations in your life that kind of kept you from feeling grounded enough to be able to actually really manifest this properly. Possible fighting in a relationship, or feelings of you would never have what you wished, or you weren't sure if you could have what you wished, and that caused you a great deal of anxiety and stress. It could just be that there was a million things going on. You weren't sure if you could do them all or not. But I'm definitely getting that this is from the past. And so instead of focusing on this feeling still lingering in you, and it may be interfering with your future, you definitely don't want to carry old stresses and haunts from the past into your future goals. So instead, focus on focus. And don't go back, move forward. Obviously, you're not going to get to your goals by going in reverse in your chariot. You need to move forward, and with a sense of purpose, clarity, and focus. And if you do that, you will achieve what you set out to do, and you will be successful, and you will arrive there. It just seems like there's some old traumas, old stresses, old anxieties from the past that need to be healed or cleared up or let go of before you can completely move on. Otherwise, you're taking these old ghosts with you, and you don't want to do that. So I'm getting something in here about in the past there was a real feeling of too much responsibility that you weren't even sure if you could humanly be capable of doing all of those things. And so I picked a million clarifiers. The clarifier that I picked to go with the Chariot is very obvious to me. That's the King of Swords. This is definitely about focus. Your biggest priority with jobs, money, career, and goals in the future, near future, is to focus and get clear about what exactly is it that you want, or what exactly is it that you would like to see happen. And you can totally, I'm even getting, you can will this into being. Leo is the sign that rules willpower after all. And as long as you stay clear and critical minded or strong in your ethics concerning this thing, or your guidelines for doing this thing, or even simply just stepping into your own innate authority with your own intelligence, you will come out just fine. You will be extremely successful. You just need to get real clear and real focused. There is something in here that says you may be allying up with someone who can fill in the things that you lack, and you can fill in what they lack. So that is a possibility here, is aligning yourself with someone else who can help you come up with plans or strategies. That's one possibility. This can also be you taking this role of coming more into your head rather than your heart so much. You've already spent a great deal of your heart on this thing, and you will continue to. But I'm seeing that you definitely need to involve logic and strategy into the situation in the future. Communication. If you're in some kind of a career or job that has to do with communications, I definitely see that there may have been some imbalances in how you've been communicating in the past, possibly, or someone else with you. If that has been the case, I see you as getting much clearer on what is the best way to communicate, or how to communicate, or to set things straight with someone else to make sure that everything is running smoothly and that they are communicating properly. You may have had to set down some rules, or you may have to set up some rules in the future to make sure that this prevents this from happening again. Miscommunications, arguments, power struggles, weird things like that. Or just wanting to get information. It may be that presently you're trying to get information that you need, and it looks like you get it in the future. You just have to be persistent about getting this information. And then your clarifiers to go with these two, the World and the Nine of Swords. You definitely want to show the fates that you have learned your lessons from the past and that you're not going to carry them on into the future. There was possibly, I'm talking about the past here, but you're carrying this with you into the future. So this may help you a little bit. Possibly, I'm hoping anyway, this will help you clear up some of the things you need to let go of completely. It may be that you have made a great effort to let go of these feelings, but for whatever reasons, they're still trapped in you, and you're still bringing them forward. Was things from the past involving conflict, fighting, ego battles, inner conflict, not knowing, just a lot that you had to deal with. And you're possibly afraid that you're going to have to go back to that energy again. Or you want this to be done with. You're done with fighting. You're done with this old egotistical way, whether it was from others or from yourself. You just don't want this anymore. If you are going to be working with groups, you need to work with groups that are on the same page and are all part of the same agreement. Or you may just be striking it out on your own now instead of having to deal with other people. This can also be somehow how a relationship was interfering with your work in the past because of conflict at home or conflict within the relationship, and that was keeping you from feeling as though you had the energy to be able to focus on your job or career, or it was being brought into your career or job. If you had to deal with a difficult person at home, you may have brought that difficulty to your work. And I see in the past you have felt dissatisfied with what you had going on. That may be a very good reason on why you chose to go with a completely new beginning. This is her dream. This is her dream, this cup up here above her. That is her dream. Before, she was in a place of not being happy completely with what she had, and she wanted something else, but she didn't quite do anything about it just yet. Instead, she was stuck in being bored. He or she. But I see that as definitely changing in the past, because you have these two where you decided to go for it finally. You decided not to be bored anymore or discontented, and you just said, screw it, I'm just going to go for it. I don't care what happens. I need to do this. And because you did that, in the future, besides the world, actually the Chariot, the World, and the Wheel of Fortune are three major arcanas in your near future with career and money. So as long as you move forward, as long as you stay focused, as long as you leave these old ghosts behind you instead of taking them with you in your chariot, you should expect really good things to happen. Perhaps things that you didn't expect. Fortunate things. Things may end up being more fortunate than you thought because of all these risks that you have taken. You've been extremely brave. You just need to clarify exactly what your strategy is now, or what your priorities are, and how to move forward and just do it and communicate well. But as long as you do that, you should expect good things. This may involve travel or meeting key people that you need to meet, or spreading information, sharing, giving, receiving. Good things. Good things in the future. Things are definitely going to be moving forward. Because you have the Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune in here, as long as you move forward, as long as you stay focused, you will have extremely good things happen. You will definitely be seeing progress and change, for the better. Okay, hopefully that helped. I didn't include health into this reading for you guys because I didn't get much feedback last month on whether or not people watched those. The only signs that spoke up about it and said that they wanted health readings was Libra and Aquarius, which I'm going to do that for them, but I didn't hear from anyone else. So for now, I'm leaving it out. If there are Leo people that happen to have some health things going on and you do want a health reading, please let me know either by email or by commenting on this video, and that way I can include it in next month for you. Okay, I hope you do extremely well, and I love you very much, and many, many, many blessings to you. See you soon. Don't forget to watch your general reading when it comes out for October. Okay, bye.